Hi, Christine, the Haunt Girl here, and I'm doing my very first video review of an escape room. And I figured, since everyone always asks me, what's your favorite room, I would do my very first review on my favorite room. So, drum roll please. My favorite room is the 13th Gate in Louisiana. Um, it's a toss-up between their death row and the collector. So, I can't choose. They're both amazing. The Collector is one of the most impressive rooms that I've seen in the nation. It has so many rooms. We really didn't know what to expect. We had done Death Row first, and Death Row blew my mind. And I don't usually like prison rooms very much. And this one, I was like, oh, this is amazing! And it felt so real. It was so immersive. The story was strong, and the elements of the puzzles lent to the story, as opposed to just having puzzles that sort of are thrown in a space. Because, you know, sometimes you go into a room and it's a prison, and so, you know, there's obviously a Sudoku puzzle in the pillow, because that's what happens in prison. And this doesn't have that at all. This is like, it's just, it all fits into the story. It's like puzzle pieces that you put together, and it's beautifully done. And one of the final puzzles is so impressive. It's this giant set piece, and it's a 3-person puzzle, and my husband and I did it, just the two of us, and we managed to get out of the 3-person minimum room with just 2 of us, and I was so proud. It was just so much fun. It's amazing. But it really does feel like a prison. It's not like an office that happens to have some bars put up. I mean, it's like, well done. And then the Collector was just like a level up in immersion and creativity and just overwhelming amounts of awesome. um, I love the Collector. We couldn't really do it with just 2 people. They told us ahead of time that we probably wouldn't be able to, and we really wanted to try it anyway. And we did, and I think around that time I must have done maybe 50 or 60 rooms. Like, it wasn't like I had done hundreds like now, where we've done over 200. But back then, you know, we were like, well, I think maybe we'll try it. And we didn't get close to getting out. Like, not if we didn't get out, like we didn't get close, but we got to see a lot of it, and they let us stay and kind of go through as much of it as we could. And so we were just like, we can't do it. We don't have enough people to do the puzzles, because there are puzzles and they're so unique and creative, but you really do need more than just 2 people. I mean, maybe you could do it if you were willing to get a little messy, but get a little like flexible, but we couldn't. Maybe we weren't willing to, I don't know. But it was just awesome. And their hit system's really great. They give you this contraption that you carry with you that allows you to scan things, and it's really well done. The story's great. It even smells like death when you're around, like, the corpses. Like, it's just beautiful. Like, the props and the set design and the levels. And when I mean levels on so many levels, but literally levels. Like, it's just, it's great. I don't want to give anything away, so I can't really, like, tell you anything, which is so hard about doing escape room reviews. It's the hardest part. But I can say that it's a really big space. I would venture to say it's probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest, company, like, space-wise, that I've been to. When I know there's rooms that always say, we're the biggest room, or we're the biggest escape room company, like, space. And it's like, no, this is big. And they have, I mean, like, it's not just like, oh, it's a hidden room. Like, it just kept going and going. It was amazing. But if you have a small group, I wouldn't recommend the Collector, because I think you would probably need 4 people. And maybe I'm wrong, and you can check their website and see for minimums, but to me it felt like I would have needed at least 4 people to get through it, where Death Row you could get through with 2 people. I don't think you could get out with just 1. You might have to have somebody come in and help you. Your game master would have to be, like, willing to come in and help you with that, and I still don't know. Like, it's pretty hard to even get through with 2, so, but you could. They're so beautifully done. And the owner's really great, and he's a haunt guy. And I went to their haunts, and oh my gosh, their haunts blew me away too. Like they had live rodents in like snakes. Like just, oh, it was great. And their cemetery haunted house, like it it got me. Like I was like a little. I'm a little Doctor Who person. Like I like some Doctor Who in my life, and there are these specific angel statues that really freak me out, and that's like probably the only thing I'm afraid of besides drowning in heights. But yeah, so his cemetery really got me. But anyway, just I digress into the haunt world, but because of that influence on their collector, I mean it's really just so immersive and haunt. Like, I mean, it felt like something that Universal Studios would have done, or like a great big company that has been making movies for their entire like existence. I mean, it's Dwayne does such a great job, and I can't wait to go back and see the new rooms. I know they've got new rooms, and I'm really excited to go back and play them. Um, but they're all the way in Louisiana, and I'm in Los Angeles. However, for those of you who want to know, that happens to be my favorite room. And if you ask me what game should you play in the United States, I would say head on down to Baton Rouge and check out the 13th Gate. Cool. Well, have a wonderful time clicking on YouTube and wasting your day. I'm the only one that does that, right? Yeah. Anyway, and please subscribe and click the on this.